The story is all the years we never know. Got you on for me. Without you, it's beyond what money can buy. The kiss is so refreshing. My heart is never dry. Even so, I struggle. Heaven ghetto. Let you go. No, no.
Grand Risings, family. Grand Risings. Wow. Looks like everybody's going to join us on the sunrise.
Had to find her just the color TV and a contact some pillows, and we both so happy, and we stuck it out together now more than what we had. Ain't much.
Sticky mouse.
Thank God
We got a sticky mouse this morning. Just try one of these bird tricks. Let's see what's going. How this works.
Never let go.
Whoa. Okay, the phone lines are open on 0203-289-6504. Bring the news. Bring your events. Let's make it a family morning.
No matter you my baby. Oh, I'm still
Yes. Wake it up with Angie. Huh? Well, I haven't been able to spend time this rising on looking at some I haven't been able to find any time to do any perusal of local events and news, anything like this. So we're gonna do it on the fly. Okay, we're gonna do it on the fly. First of all, how can I put this? Yesterday I played a clip. It was colorful in language. I gave you prior warnings for all of this and everything, but yet there were a few who were found it offensive, right? I'm sorry that you did find it offensive. And I felt that I needed to share the message in its entirety in the raw state that it was, right? And I did give out prior warning prior to playing it and everything else, but obviously in some ears it doesn't really seem appropriate. So I apologize for those who felt offended in that way there, right? But in many ways, just like anything that we do as a individual, it comes out. It comes out. It might not come out the right way, or you may feel, oh, well, you can't say it this way and it can't do that and everything else. You know, something for the moment, what it needs to be done for that moment. Okay? So, you know, that's as far as I would like to take that point at this time. Okay? So I'm heeding the advice and the guidance of those who are my fellow presenters, right, and management as well, right? And then I am that's my stance on it at this time, anyway, right? But apart from that, let the day begin. Let the day begin. Another cycle, another time that we are here together as a family, as a family. Okay, right? As I said, I haven't perused the news yet, so I'm going to do it on the fly. Anything that you want to bring to the table, that we could deal with that as well. Okay, as I do, as we do on the risings, on the galaxy. We show them, say we are powers beyond what they feel that we have. Rise up, family, rise up.
So many things to choose from, it's amazing. Every time I come here, I get open wide. Sexy and flirtatious, just the way I'ma stay focused if it takes my life. I'm telling you, I don't like you. I don't want you. Get away from me. Thank you. I should have stayed at the crib and caught a movie. There's nothing out in these streets but trouble for me. 'Cause every time I come here, I get open wide. Yes, I'm dedicated, but I still got high. Ask me no questions, I don't tell no lies. I'm warning you. I don't like you. I don't want you. Get away from me. Thank you. I don't like you. I don't want you. Get away from me. Oh yeah. Thank you. I'm falling, as I'm spiraling now. To my baby.
Oh dear. Look at this catch up in my head right now. I'm caught up in my head right now. Right? I'm just listening to the lyrics of the tune I'm playing. Oh, right. In the vein, or in the wake, in the wake of the transition of our dub poet. Yes, they named him dub poet, right? Benjamin Zephaniah, right, in his transition yesterday, right? Oh boy, oh yeah. Let me just bring myself together. Let me pull myself together, right? With the radicalization of the music and the arts form that he brought together. In other words, the the art of poetry he brought to us, right? Which we know many artists exhibits those things there with tunes, with their music as we see it, right? And we live the art form on a regular daily basis. Some of us even speak it continuously, because if you listen to some of the rhythms or the rhythmic utterances of many of us from the islands, you think say that them just singing all the time. Right? But anyhow, I would land with me now, right? That things that you associate yourself with. First of all, the age 65. 65. To many, to many, it would seem like a mature age and everything. But to those who are closer to the line, like myself, it seemed, boy, he was a young man still. Yeah, 65, because we talk in centurions. We talk centurions right here, um, with the people that I live, my family. It's a regular thing to go to 100 plus regular movement that for my family, right? Hail from the St. Thomas area, Springfield in Jamaica. Okay, so to be a centurion is not an unusual thing, as long as you're healthy and everything, you know. Centurion plus is a regular movement there. Anyhow, so 65 is a young man business, young man thing. Okay. But at the same time, there's many, or the majority of the planet is behind us in them age there. So it's a perspective, But still, we're there. I did that tune there, Girlfriend. Look at this big gray back here, old man playing Girlfriend. Girlfriend, Oh boy. Yeah. Oh, big gray here back. Man, I go play Girlfriend music. Who's that? Another airplane that gone fast. Yes, they're exporting us as quickly as we are importing as well. But still, life goes on, life goes on, life goes on. Hmm? I can tell you that now. Anyhow, salute to Benjamin Zephaniah in that way there. I shall pull up something of his in a little while, and then we can reminisce on his presence. And as I said, that over my timeline, right? We had a brilliant revolutionary view on life and frontline seat, right? We had the front line to see the transition of one generational to a next generation, and then handing the baton on for those to even take it further and forward even more. Right? Very surprisingly, that we are one of the bastions as Galaxy family, and as the previous defunct stations, programs, right? And even the current programs from various other stations around the UK, around Europe, around the world, right? We still look to speak our truth. Our truth. We speak of the war and the oppressions that we are facing on a regular basis. Unfortunately, it gets lost in the mire of the oppressions which they are inflicting upon everybody out here. We seem to be washed away into the background, but yet the pain and the disruption is still being inflicted upon us. But what they don't like is when we start to fight back, when we take ourselves a form of defense, self-defense. They don't like it. They don't like being shown their truth. They don't like being showing their truth, and the way how it is in the way how they would have their laws and regulations, and then shown that it is not in a as they would like to exhibit a fair and just way. We find that it's extremely unjust, mainly because of how they are exhibiting it for themselves. They use it to protect their system. It's not our system. They never see you part of their system. Even for those who foolishly feel said that them born ya, so therefore they're entitled to be ya. Foolishly, then feel say, and then look at what they are doing blatantly in their face, and those who let it slip by publicly declaring that no, you're not entitled to be here. No, we don't want you here. No, what have you done? What have you done to support us or the life that you feel that you're entitled to? Huh? And when you reverse the same statement towards them, they say, "Well, I'm born here. I'm white. I'm British. What do you? But you don't come from." Huh? I'm telling you now. If that thing they really turn right back upon them, and then we treat them the same way, right? And give them the same form of justice towards their back foot, then say something they would be complaining like, hey. They be complaining like, hey, huh? If there was the infliction of war on their piece of rock, huh? They be first of all, they would be totally annihilated anyway, because of the proportion to the amount of destruction that they have inflicted around the world, and they put it upon this little piece of rock. Yes, sir. The whole of this piece of rock would have destroyed. Long time. If they inflicted the amount of popular people that they have exterminated like a rodent, exterminated, right? That they have violated, right? That they keep in oppression even now, right? If that was reversed upon them directly, and they suffered as much as what they have been inflicting onto others, this place would be totally devastated, right? This place would be totally devastated. Yeah, there will still be those who be running, jumping into the sea to try and come to leave from this place. Yes, sir. They'll be jumping into the sea upon their boat. They're gonna float. They're gonna float to the next landmass and claim well, asylum. Right? There'll be asylum seekers in reverse, man. Yeah, you understand? It'd be like a parasites running from the bright light, the bright light of truth and justice. Yeah, this is what would happen. This is what would happen. You don't understand. You don't understand, do you? Foolishness that. Well, you know what flashed to my head right there now? I was outside my home in Ghana at the time. I was outside my home in Ghana, and I came out to just get some things from the local shop then, right? And as I come through, this white boy come walking around the corner. And now the area that I lived in Ghana there, you don't see white people them in there that area, right? They lost. Them lost if them come out there, so right. This white boy come walking around the area. So obviously he probably was visiting somebody, and then taking his morning walk, He was taking his morning walk or whatever. Anyhow, he come walking around the corner. And immediately you say, well, wait, what is white boy do here, sir? And for those in Ghana, those in Ghana, right? It obviously is an unusual sight. And of course, immediately, what do? They 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 up they approach him with that Jesus look in their face, you know. And I think to myself, whoa, look at this now. We probably would have been neighbors back in England, or possibly neighbors back in England. But do they treat me the same? Oh no. Oh no. Not at all. Grand risings, grand risings.
Yeah, Grand Rising, my brother, and as I said, Grand Rising to you and Grand Rising to the Galaxy family. What you're putting forward here, right? Our people's blood needs to be raised up. They need to rise up. You understand me? I wonder how many people, can get their blood rise up when they understand what we're up against. As I said, I've been in England for over 60 years. I never see that place as my place. I never see it as my place. I don't know why our people think that it is their place. You understand me? Right? We should be thinking, we're just passing through. Not that it's our place.
Right.
We have another place down here that is far huge, more bigger and better and greater in every sense of the word. Why do we want to speak up in that little poxy post up there? I don't understand it. Look, I sent you something. I don't know if you've seen it. It's about Kenya, right? And if you haven't seen it yet, you need to watch it, man. Because I'm telling you, I knew something, but I didn't know until I watched that documentary about Kenya and the colonization of Kenya.
Oh man!
And when those people go there, the way they see Kenya, it's like how they saw America, right? And when they're driving from Mombasa to Nairobi, there's nobody here. What do you mean there's nobody here? It's like, nobody here, right? They started flooding the place like they was flooding America. You know what I'm saying? Right? Thousands of people just getting on the ship, going to new land. Just like how the same thing like what they did with America. And my brother,
they've been given carte blanche to just move and do what they're gonna do. Yeah.
And do what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just a moment. I have to apologize straight away. I am sorry, my sister. I was on a different screen and I never see that you was there waiting to come into the room in this way. Yeah. So I apologize profusely. Their voice there. Hold on. Let me set the volume and everything on here first, and then you can come in. Right. Okay. You can come in now. Great.
No problem, Brother Aston.
Oh boy. Good to see you. In the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. Yes. Yeah. So, brother again.
Yeah, Grand Rising, Sister Sandra. Grand Rising. As I said, I don't have your number, so I couldn't send those things. I hope Brother Aston send those things to you, because as I said, these are things that we need to look at, And as I said, many years ago when I read the Black Jacobin, and I read about this guy, what's his name? The guy who was fighting, not Nelson, Napoleon. And his audacity, the audacity of the man. What makes these people think that they should rule themselves without us?
Hold on.
We should not be the rulers of
them. Let me just pause you. Let me just pause you there. Let me just pause you there right now. On the buses over here, they're advertising a new film called Napoleon. Right? I'm telling you, these people, yes, sir, and the film industry in general, right? And even as you look and you peruse some of the programming, and very appropriately it's called the programming on some of the stations over here, right? You would see it is just pushing that agenda right across. White is right across the board, right across the
Exactly.
board,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, the man have the audacity to say what makes these people, feel that they should rule themselves and we're not the rulers over them. Yeah. So what?
Mm,
That turned me against France straight away, right? You understand me? All those years ago when I read that book, you know what I mean? And I don't know if people read these things and it doesn't turn their blood. You understand
well,
me? Right?
with
You know,
some of us, and I have to say this, right? With some of us, right? We are so conditioned that we don't even realize when we are feeling the pain. Yeah, right. We
I'm
don't
telling
even
you,
realize
brother.
when we're feeling the pain. Yeah,
Yeah, and
they
I'm reading this thing. I've been to Kenya. I
go on.
sorry,
Yeah, sorry. No, go
sorry,
ahead.
sister.
No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, I'm saying I have been to Kenya. Okay, I
Mm,
have been to Kenya. So I have, and I'm telling you, they say, oh, this place up here, you get the best tea. If you come to Kenya, you must go to this place. And I'm driving through this plantation, right? And it's like driving from Peckham up to North London. You
mm,
understand me? Owned by who? Italian.
yep,
What?
yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah?
Mm-hmm,
All of this land,
mm-hmm,
which is which is almost half the size of London.
mm-hmm.
What is this? Yeah? So our people need to wake up, my brother. Need to wake up. Because as I said, we cannot continue to go on with this. These people
Mm.
are so great above us, that they, as you rightly say, they wouldn't want us to be not ruling over them in that way. So why the
Mm.
hell should we be allowing them to be lording it over us? You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
That's true, man. That's true. That's true.
Mm.
Let me just play this
Yeah.
little. Let me just play this little thing, yes, sir. And then we'll come back to you. I want to hear from Sister Sandra. This. I tell you, I don't know why these people paint themselves into this corner every time they open their mouth, but still, it's up to them. Sister Sandra.
Well, they've been
Brother Esther.
indoctrinated. You see, they've been indoctrinated that they are the best.
Well,
And you cannot. Yeah.
Allow Sister Sandra to come through, please.
I didn't hear it. I want to hear it from my end.
Oh, you didn't hear it from your end. Oh man. Okay, what he was saying is that the brother, the person or the man was saying, right? He says, what you're saying. It's a part of a conversation, and the man was saying to the woman who's having the interview with, saying that what you're saying is that the American system is the best in the world. She said, no, there's definitely not the best in the world. And he said, well, where is it better than the American system? And she said that, well, there's many a European system that is a lot better than ours. And he goes, so basically, what you're saying is that the Europeans, right, or the Turkey, or some others as well, right, that their systems is better than the American system. And she said, "Oh yes, yes, yes," and then he said, well, so basically what you're saying again is that all the white systems are better than anyone else in the world. And then she was stunned into silence. Yeah. So, as we are unpacking our position and what we're up against this morning here on the galaxy of Fulwe.net. Anyhow, so that's what we're dealing with at the moment. That's where we are at the moment with our conversation this morning, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know I keep doing this to you on a regular basis. I think I keep giving you these conundrums of what are you talking about? I know I do that. I drop you in it. But I know that you're a strong sister and you have your
the
go
system
ahead.
that she was saying that the system in Europe is better than the system, or the conclusion was potentially the system in Europe was better than the system in America.
Yes. But she didn't use any other system from around the world. She stated specifically that the Europeans were better than anybody else in the world.
But are the Europeans and the Americans not the same side of different coins?
No. What he was pointing out was saying that you only using references to white systems.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Predominantly white.
And American are exactly the same. It's the same system, different continents.
That's right. She probably couldn't even name other ones outside of her white perspection anyhow. Yeah. But anyhow, as long as they feel safe, because it's like when we go to Africa, we feel perfectly safe, but they would feel a bit threatened. They would feel a bit threatened, wouldn't they? Ooh, it's a bit dark here, isn't it? Really? It looks all right to me. You know, I know. Probably some people will be watching this and thinking, "Oh, they're talking on the radio." He goes, "No, it's nothing to do with racism. Not. It's where you feel comfortable. Okay."
Yeah. It's that realization that you look around and a majority of people look like you, regardless of where they're working within that system. Whether or not they're on the news, or whether or not they're in the shops, or whether or not they're in the gas station, they all look like you.
Well, the thing is, my sister, right? I've known and I have experienced it as well, right? Where like African descendant people, right, feel uncomfortable being amongst other African descendant people, right? You know, so you know, it does go both ways. It goes both ways. It all depends on the conditioning, you know, right? If they're brought up in an area, if they've been brought up or they're born and they're growing in an area of where it's predominantly white, right? That they do condition themselves to say, oh, I don't like it. We're with all these black people around, right? I know we can smile at it because we are very comfortable. We're very comfortable being with ourselves, amongst ourselves, doing things for ourselves, right? We're comfortable with that, right? But there are some people who are just not comfortable and they won't accept it. They just won't accept it. White is right, as them say. Yeah. Even in the food, even with the food. Yes, brother Aqua, go ahead.
I'd like to just come in for a moment. You know, I cannot remember the name of this brother, but he seemed he was a very astute brother from Guyana. I his book, but you know, I've lost so many books. And he was pointing out, look, when he was leaving Guyana, his auntie said to him, when you go to England, get a good education and get yourself a white woman. You know? you understand me, right? And you have to understand there's a problem with a lot of our people, right? And our men and our women. And you carry a dark skinned woman into their home, right? Okay, she's so black, eh? You understand me, right? So many of our people have got issues with this problem. If you carry a light skinned person in or a white person, you see how they
react.
Open up.
I've had it myself. I've had it myself
right?
directly. I've had it myself directly. So
you see, as I said, my mother is very light. I mean, how she got the lightness, I don't know. Maybe from her father, whatever it is. But but my mother is very light skinned. So basically, myself is very dark. My father is dark, and my brother. He has a lot of fair complexion like my mother. Now, sometimes, I look at a photograph of both of us. All features are very much the same. But when people see us together, oh, he's the handsome one. you follow what I'm saying? Right? That is because of his lightness, not because. But you understand me? That's how many of our people portray us in our own black field.
I know.
And we have to accept and understand all of these things. It's there among us. That this is a serious problem. I'm here in the Gambia, and I know Brother Icon, I think his Brother Icon is pointing out that there's no black. But I'm telling you, I'm seeing black.
Yes, man.
Black.
Yeah.
And if you go to Sudan, where my family is from, they're even black.
Yeah. Blue.
You understand what I'm saying?
They call them the blue people.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, yes, we from the we have lost some of our color, but you come to Africa, and I'm telling you, I'm here in the Gambia, and I'm seeing some black people, black. You know what I'm saying? So this idea, and I remember back home, sometimes when you see some people black, they have this radiance of beauty. In fact, I mean, I was watching something of a Nigerian girl, young Nigerian child, and she had this radiance of beauty, and she was actually portrayed as one of the most beautiful person in the world, But her eyes like also like when you sparks out through that darkness. You understand me? And it's so what I'm saying is we have to really look at ourselves very carefully, because as I said, the enemy is a lot within ourselves, and somehow or the other we have to get out of that. And again, one of the other thing is, and I always like to quote an analogy because as I said, I take a lot of my knowledge from this man, a man called Muhammad. And he said, look, man, if you marry a woman, right, if you treat her to the custom that she's accustomed to, that means if you have if you have washing machine and she have these things, don't take her down to to go wash clothes, because you're going to lose her. You understand me? Yeah. So
we blame the parents then.
Yeah, because the point is that is a system of a person. The person is accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and you taking her back. So therefore, why our people? I just want to say that's why many of our people, they're seeing what the white people is having and doing. So therefore, they think that they are better. You understand me? That is why they want to aspire to that, because they're saying, look,
here. It's just different. That's all it is.
You understand me? They look at it and they have, and that white man there, he's got power over my black man. Look at how he's beaten. So he's the power, So I want to be with that white man. I don't want to be with that black man, because look at what he's got, or look at what he can do to my black person. So all of those things are factors which we need to look at and see why we are many of us are pushing in that direction.
Wow.
You understand?
Okay. All right then.
No?
Sister Sandra, what's your take on that then? What's your take on that? Before we go too far in that direction, what's your take on?
No, you guys continue, brothers. Continue.
Oh, no. You don't sit at the back of the bus and don't say nothing. Come on.
I'm gonna sit at the back of the bus. I'm choosing to sit at the back of the bus. That's a conscious decision.
You and your culture. I so wake you, shake you and wake you, you know. So shake you and wake you. And yeah, listen, okay. Let's pause there for a moment, brother Akram, on that one, right. Sister Sandra, what do you bring to the table this morning?
No. Continue the conversation. Continue the conversation.
You're really just sitting there, so why? You're a terrorist this morning, man. You're a terrorist. You turn like so. As I said, this rising here, I didn't have time to peruse any of the news and everything, or breaking news, anything. So, you know, I'm doing things on the fly, as it is right here. You know, but it's just to bring awareness of where we are, you know, and not necessarily just where we are, right, but our perspective of where who we are right now, you know. The theme as I introduced it on Monday was peace is our nature. So in any way that we can find peace within ourselves, right, is to mainly just to face up to things, right? Well, this is one of the aspects of there, you know, face up to things, be very honest about the things that we are actually facing at this time as well, and also to be willing to speak up about what needs to be said. Too many times we do allow others to speak on our behalf that don't even represent, do not have any connection with or any representation of us culturally, right? Recently, what comes to my mind is not about a month ago now. Nana Bonsu was attending an event down in King's Cross there to do with the reparations, and totally dismissing the works that we have done or been associated with over years, right? Actively. First of Mosiah, 1st of August, the March Committee, and also the other supporting roles that we have done with parliamentary consultations, right? Totally dismissing all of those who were involved within that, all the organizations in that. They just bypassed that and did a tick, in my opinion, a paper tick exercise, right, to show the government's assessment of where they are with the reparations, right? Unfortunately, right, for them, I recognized individuals that has been skirting around the outskirts of the reparations process, right? Take note of those who stand in silence on the outside of our meetings, right? Because they were the ones who were voicing their opinions as if they were representing, on the day, right? Well, it was over a 2-day period, and rightly so, but so respectfully asked if he could ask a question. And what they did, disrespectfully, in my opinion, gave them 10 minutes for the entirety of the questioning and answer. 10 minutes.
Only 10 minutes.
Only 10 minutes, which was
Where do I
absolutely insulting. So our brother Bonsu stood up, right? Pointed out to them the disrespect that they had. Fortunately for them, it was going over into the lunch break. And fortunately that there were those who were in attendance as well, who were in the listening, and we spoke and Brother Bonsu coordinated a speech which was in the auditorium seating area to accommodate all those in attendance there. And I'm going to tell you now, I was watching the event on the Sunday attendance, and I would say what was discussed in that lunchtime area was more effective than what was probably portrayed on the by the panels that they had there, right? Because of the interaction of what was needed and what the subjects that was covered. And yes, there were those there who were feeling uncomfortable from hearing the truth, and there were those who were supportive of hearing the truth as well, right? But I will say the power and more power and strength to those who do stand up and speak on for their behalf, our behalf, and everybody's behalf as well. More power, and this is why it's important that we find the peace in ourselves so that we can do exactly the same type of thing again. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what you're saying there is very true, you know. And at work, I'm always under attack. You know what I mean? I'm always under attack, right?
Yes.
And a lot also from my own people as well. You know what I mean? Because one, I became a Muslim, and a lot of people had issues with it. Okay. Anyway, what happened is that there's a brother, very astute brother, very brother. So he met up with my cousin one day, talking to my cousin. Well, he didn't know, but in this talking, he get to know that he's my cousin. And he was giving a characteristic reference of myself, you know. And he said to my cousin, look, you know, I really admire your cousin. He, you know, he doesn't let anything rattle him, you know, because, you know, as I said, you can imagine that at work, all these people attacking me in different themes, you understand, you know, but I don't let any of them rattle me because, as you point out, man, know thyself. You need to know who you are. You understand? Once you know who you are, you're not going to let anything rattle.
There's no need to.
What I'm saying?
There's no need to, because you speak.
The peace.
Yeah, the only thing that will rattle you is if you dissuade yourself and undermine your own self in your speech or your actions.
Exactly. You understand me? You see? And that is the peace. That is where the peace comes in. You follow what I'm saying? Man, know thyself. You know yourself. So why are you going to let that person there, you know, thing you? Because hey, everything he comes with, you know, you're above that. You understand what I'm saying, right? You know you're above that, so you don't have to just, you know, go into all this array. No, you can keep your calm, keep your cool, because he doesn't know that which you know. You know yourself. He doesn't know himself. you follow what I'm saying, right? You see. So in this peace thing that you're talking about, that is where I find the peace. Man, know thyself.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly, and that is probably one of the fundamentals of life. You know, there's a lot of us, unfortunately, here in the UK and in the Europeans, right? We don't have a connection with ourselves. Hold on. Let me rephrase and reset that again. There are many of us who are born in the UK and the Europes who don't know our foundation of who we are. And we are so far away from our original source, right? There are those who are looking and searching for our original source, right? And when I say source, our foundation of being, right? That we are so disconnected that we can't even formulate the language. In other words, communicate with ourselves, right? We are using a foreign language. When I say foreign language, I mean our characteristics are not of our nature. This is why we have conflict within ourselves. And then we find that we are the ones that have been held into disrepute, right? On many occasions, because our behavior is not of our nature, right? So therefore, it's like having a lion and then putting him into a mix of a pack of dogs. Yeah, it's the lion eventually will climb that tree and that hill, and the dogs will just stand there and look at him and say, "What is he doing? Right? Why is he chasing down all them animal? Yeah, because he's doing what is of his natural nature, right? But the dogs them saying, no, but wait a minute, he grew with us, so why is he doing that? You know, right? So, you know, there's too many of us who are generationally disconnected from our source. Those who has descended from like the Jamaicans, from the other Caribbeans, the non-African based places like the Americas, right? And then after that, there's another disconnect of those who are born outside of that again, you know. So it's a sad situation, but you know what? We still have that connection, and those who reach out to find out and to reacquaint ourselves with, right? At least that's part of the journey of rediscovery. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that, are we disconnected? Are we disconnected from the source? Do we know that what the source is or where the source is?
I feel like even in my teachings, learning processes, my investigation, there's always, I find that it flows a lot better for me when I'm accepting of my position. And I look and I do even when I read some historical papers, I try to put myself into the mind's eye of the writer and probably some of the characters that he's portraying in his writings or her writings. Yeah. And it seems I find it very comfortable to do that. Right. For instance, one of the things that I learned very early on, and this was probably the beginning of my journey into self-discovery, is that like growing up into a religious organization, that there was no portrayal of Black people, right? And even to the extent of what they were talking about, it was never ever mentioned that it was on the continent of Africa, right? So for my early years, I associated that with being a land completely of its own, right? And then later on discuss.
I'll give you an example there, okay? Because I don't know if you understood that in the Caribbean, when they used to talk about mud huts and things like that, we used to look at it down as a disgraceful thing. You know, man live in mud hut, you know, you live in that sort of thing, right? You know? And it wasn't when I come to Africa, Because again, you know, having lived in the old houses up here, and my father used to do repairs, and you know, you see the old houses, they had strips of wood, and then the plaster is in between these wood, right?
Yeah. That's, the old stuff. Yeah.
The old houses, because they didn't have this plaster wood like they have now. They just have these strips of wood, and then they plaster in between the wood to hold it and then smooth it over, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when I went to Africa and I see the mud hut, that's exactly how they build the mud hut. Exactly the same thing, sticks of wood.
Exactly.
And then they take the mud and then they plaster it. And that's, so what is the difference? You know, I wake me up, I say, what is these people talking about? And some of them, it depends on how well you want to do it. Some people do it rough. Some people, you know, they'll do it so nicely that you wouldn't even believe that it's a mud hut, you know, and paint it up and everything. You understand? You see? So what I'm saying is this: the way that they tell us and try to make things look like we're backward in what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? Right? Yes, sir. This is a natural way of people being doing things in those years. You put the wood, you put strips of wood, and then you plaster around it, you know, because the wood hold the plaster. You know, but the way that they used to talk about it is like it was like you know, like we were in a backward state because we're living in mud huts. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. There's a lot of people who probably wouldn't even know what we're talking about. But let me bring some clarification of this. Is the houses that were built in the like 20s to the 40s, I think it was. No, to the 50s, right? They would have the brick outside and then they plaster the inside. But what they would do to make the plaster adhere to the wall, they would make like the wooden strips inside on the wall, and they make it like battens right across, right around, and then they would plaster that over, to ensure that the plaster holds onto the wall. And as Brother Akram was stating, this is exactly the same type of method that they used to build homes in the Africas. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Even like the big structures of buildings, right? It's the same method what they use in there as well, right? Earth homes, yeah. So, you know, let's say the method of building places, even now, right? They're saying, oh, it's an eco house. They're building houses with straw bales, right? With the same method again, same thing of stacking these bales up and then plastering it and putting a membrane in there or whatever, and they're using exactly the same type of methods again, yeah. That is they're making houses literally like Lego blocks, making houses like that now as well. So you know, let's say the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, because remember, there's a lot of these castles that were built by Moors, designed and everything by Moors. The technological way of how they built those places, right, and structures. Hadrian's Wall, again, an African man, Hadrian, who built that wall Dessa, right? So, you know, all these type of things there, right, emulate originally from the Africans, because remember, you know, unfortunately to say, right, the Europeans weren't too smart about things like that.
Well, is it that they weren't too smart, or they didn't need the technology because of how they were living at the time?
Right. A lot of the places that they had previously, right, literally was that they basically they were living with their cattle.
In caves as well, yeah, because the caves were the places that was warm. So if you go to Woki, I think it's a place called Woki Hole, you will get a good description of how they used to live. Because they lived in the cave. Because the caves were, the temperature did not rise or drop. It was fairly steady inside those caves. So a lot of the people used to live in caves, back in the day in Europe. You see. So it's this breakout that when they break out and they go into these new places now, that they say, wait a minute, they because they in their places, wintertime, what they do, I mean, where do you go for warmth? You follow what I'm saying? You see. So a lot of these things, as I said, is what puts them in the way that they have. And as you rightly say, when they mix with the Africans, they get to learn a lot of things. So, as Sister Shanice was pointing out in her book, we were in Europe. We came up into Europe, and that is how they get their education to change many of their ways.
Yeah. And in changing their ways, they then appropriated the knowledge and claimed it as their own.
yeah, exactly. Even reading and writing, that was only for those who were wealthy enough to go and travel to the Africas, right? The religious leaders and things like this, they were the ones that went and that actually learned within those learning institutions. But history is proving itself because we've been at the forefront of development of societies. Unfortunately, those who have learned how to destroy societies, and even now they still emulate exactly the same type of thing, and no matter how much we progress, there will always be somebody there who wants to regress us. So they're not even willing to let us develop our own society of future development. They prefer to destroy. They prefer to destroy rather than to say let's support and grow.
Together.
No, we'll declare war. We put sanctions on you. Okay. It's crazy. It's crazy. But still, that's the way how they want to live. That's down to them. Doesn't mean that we have to put up with that.
The audacity of these people, I mean, they've gone around the world. I mean, I've been watching some things with China and even as far up in Beijing. Nothing by the coast. I mean, these people, I'm telling you, and they just go around the world and try to claim the world as theirs. And unfortunately, people open up to them when they come in, but they come in with a different mindset. You know what I mean? Not with peace as they originally come in, like they're good people, but basically just to conquer and to squander these people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the opium and things that they put into China to destroy the people so they can take over their land. Same thing, like what they've done in America with the smallpox and the blankets and all these things to destroy the people, take over their land.
So I tell you, I when we talk about things like this, right? I'm always looking to say, how do we break that cycle? And no matter how much I look at it, it's not that I hold on to those negative connotations, but I'm looking for the positive for us and in the general as well. yes, we would love to be part of a momentum to develop, but unfortunately, their system don't allow for that momentum to develop in that way.
Yeah, but we have to do it for ourselves. I mean, look, we become independent. It's our country now,
Right,
right?
right.
We need to break away from these things. I mean, people like Marcus Garvey should be taught in our schools, and that's why I continue to reiterate that
Right.
we from the diaspora,
Just a moment,
we have grown up.
Hold your thought there.
Yeah.
Hold your thought there. Hold your thought there. Now, and I don't usually like to use these comparisons, but I'm going to use it for this occasion. When you have different faith-based schools or teaching systems, when you have cultural-based teaching systems, and then we are here and we're saying, oh, we need to be teaching about Marcus Garvey, philosophical teaching, right? Why is it that when we have our like our Saturday schools as we have had over the years, that we haven't got them as prolific as other cultures? Why is it that? Why is that? Huh? Why is that?
Well, as I said, the Saturday schools is okay, but it reaches a very small amount of people. Okay, I'm not saying it's not a good thing.
But why is it a small amount of people? Because I know, right? I know of like other cultures, right? That you don't have to go too far, right? To actually see a place that has been taken to actually teach their culture, right? That is like a hall,
exactly, yeah.
like a hall or something like this, right? Right? So why is it that we have not seen that formula and push our children towards that formula? Why?
Well, again, you ask the question why, but again, is the resolve among our people to do that? Because as you rightly say, I mean, like for instance, well, it's embedded with many of the, well, as I said, especially within the Islamic school, that when the children come home in the afternoon, they go to the madrasa in the evening, even if it's 1 or 2 hours, right? You understand me, okay? So that's something that we could also develop in our own community.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Which is not just a Saturday, but in the evening, right? So our parents, even the children, that opportunity to go to, so schools where they can mix with their own, where they can also learn their traditions and whatever, the cultures of and the philosophies of people like Marcus Garvey, like Muhammad Ali, like Malcolm, and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And getting grounded in these knowledge.
Well,
you understand?
I know.
And not just knowledge from the far off, but also from knowledge of the future, the present. You know what I'm saying?
Well, one of the things that I know that I know that is probably a little bit outdated now, right? Probably, some of us still do it, right? But I remember that we used to be able to collect DVDs, right, with the teaching, right? Books, obviously books as well, right? Now we're relying online business, right? So even for that in the evening, because what I do have a black eye when it comes to not literally, I still have a black eye to have a look out for entertainment, education, and in that way there, right? And And in many ways that I've noticed that even when I put into a search engine, it will direct me towards something that is not even there, which I feel is deliberate as well. You know. So anyway, what do you say, my sister? Because you're fresh to the island over there. Do you see that the education is yeah, what's the basis of education over there? Is it Europeanized? Is it Europeanized, or is it like Caribbean development, or whatever way? What you
over the years, I've noticed that they are embracing their national heroes a lot more than they had in the past. When I used to come in the 80s, 70s, and on, they wouldn't embrace their national heroes. So you get to a stage now whereby, yep, they've reprinted a number of their banknotes, and within that, they are including the faces of their national heroes and giving them the prominence that they deserve. But I was walking in, where was I? St. Thomas. I'm going to say St. Thomas. The specific area will come to me. Paul Bogle Square. And the only reason I knew it was Paul Bogle Square was because there was
Port Morant, isn't it?
Yeah. So there was a sign that said Paul Bogle Square. But there was no statue. So the person I was walking with said when he went to school, there was a statue there because he remembers on whatever year there was a big celebration and all the children were busting all the children within the area were busting and celebrated. So I don't know when the statue was removed. I don't know why the statue has been removed. But it was just interesting that you've got the square, but they've removed the statue, or which would have given an image, whether it was true to life or otherwise, but it's been removed. And it looked like it had been removed for a long time. It didn't look like it was like fresh. So they still have their challenges. Let me say it that way around, from a knowledge base. But like I said, I don't know why it was removed. But within the schooling system, every single school along the side of the wall, there will always be the 5 national heroes of Jamaica painted on every single school. And for me, that then becomes a reminder for those entering and leaving and those passing that they are of prominence within the Jamaican system and or society.
Yeah. The Paul Bogle, what, the bust? Is it the bust or the actual statue?
I don't know what was there before, so I don't know whether or not. As far as my understanding, it was the statue. They said that the actual statue was removed, so I don't know whether it was removed and put somewhere else. There is that thought,
possibly,
but I couldn't understand why it wasn't there.
Okay. I'm trying to look it up where they move it to. All right, because they have two type of statues here, and they are.
But it does come back down to the conversation you're having with Brother Akram, from a knowledge and a historical base, and do we hold on to it? And when we're in power or charge, what do we do for our own individuals?
Yeah.
In order to enhance it. So we may say, okay, in the UK, there's some things you'll expect and some things you wouldn't expect.
at the courthouse.
But on your own doorstep, there's certain things you would think that would be higher up in terms of the information chain.
Mm.
So
yeah, it says today well, it probably ain't there now, but it was outside the courthouse down there.
So they're developing up the area. There are newer buildings within the area, so that could be the justification as to why it's being moved. But the square is still where it is. So the question is, why is the image not there also? Why does it not take prominent place?
Why is it not there? You know, sometimes, as you say, they might move it to develop it, and they put it in a museum or storage or something like that until they develop it, finish the refurbishment of the area, you know, and everything. So hopefully
the other thing is that right, I find that the people who are pensioners, who are who are now retired, especially in those who are in the education field, can also play a great part. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
They should.
And again, it also needs funding, because, as I said, nothing goes without funding. So even at £2 into a pool or £3 into a pool, you know what I mean, from different members of the community to build the things that we want. I mean, and you teach teach one day maybe the philosophies of Marcus Garvey, or and different other aspects that can move us out from the ignorance that we're in order to move us into the future. You follow what I'm saying, right? We need to be educating our youngsters. That's one of the only ways that I see that we can probably pull our people back. And also at the same time, if we have those communities, in our community, like for instance, in this part of Peckham, in this part of Lewisham, in this part of so forth, you know what I'm saying? And those youngsters that, those young black children, also because of associating and communicating with other people like yourself, right? You follow what I'm saying, right? Because I travel the streets of London, and next thing is everybody you see, hey, this black girl and her friend is a white person. Then the chances are the next thing you're going to see that person with a white boyfriend or something like that. But if our people gather this thing, momentum of our people gathering, our children gathering, they get to learn about each other and say, hey, maybe in the future as time goes by, hey, my sweetheart was this young child, and we grow up together, and you understand what I'm saying? And then start connecting with each other instead of this intermixing and other thing. Because when they were growing up, the people that they were growing up with, they used to meet in the afternoons, in the evenings, and so forth, were people of themselves. You follow what I'm saying? It has so much advantages.
One of the things, you feel said that I think some of us look on this in the reverse direction of what's actually happening. Is that we are so successful, right? That we are the ones that people are attracted to. Yeah. We are the ones that people want to get to know. It's not us going towards them, They want to come and know who we are, because we have that that sense of freedom and liberty within ourselves naturally. Right? That is what a lot of them really do desire for themselves. That is why they associate themselves with us. Right? Right? When you say
100%,
when they see that we have more respect for ourselves than what they have respect for their selves. Right? This is why they are willing to give up everything. What they are with, what they have grown with, to the extent of that they will turn their own back on their own parents. Right? They'll turn their back on their own parents. I don't know why he's gone, but he'll probably come back in a minute. Turn it back on their own parents, their own culture, right? To have that freedom of being with someone like us, right? Even to the extent, as I say, they will put their own life in danger to actually be with us. Unfortunately, in doing that, they have watered down our true essence of who we are. Right? And then obviously that's where it merges. But the initial impetus is that we are stronger. We are the stronger magnet than what they are. Right? They will cross the road to be with us rather than us cross the road to be with them. There's more that will come our way rather than go their way. Yeah. This is why they come and they speak like us. This is why they come and they dress like us. Yeah. So, you'll find more of that than you'll find the other way, I think. Right?
Yeah. The creative expression that we have is often used as a barometer for other communities and or societies.
And even when you ask somebody who you say, is he black or is he white? And then you ask them, what do you see yourself as? Right? And I'll say 90% of the time they will say, boy, I'm black, And then you look at, but you're white. I'm looking at you as a white man. But you're saying that you're black. He goes, well, boy, you know what? My mother is quarter, so therefore I'm black. All them things there. Right?
The association.
Yeah.
Or whether it's association, whether it's appreciation, or whether or not it's just
and it's not every time. It's not every time, because I've had it before, of where I'm standing there, right, in front of a young man, right, and you see that he's mixed, and the man's talking to me worse. He's talking to me as if he was whiter than white. You understand? Right? Calling me this and that, and my heritage, and about this and I look at it, and I'm just standing there just looking at him, and I'm looking at the white people that he's around, and they're more embarrassed about the way how he's acting than what they would be if they would say the same thing. So I just,
one extreme.
Yeah. Right. So I when I did experience that one, I said, wow. And I couldn't even say, I didn't even want to say nothing back to him. Didn't want to even say nothing back to him, because obviously
at that point you just give him a chance to vent.
Huh?
At that point, you just give him a chance to vent.
Oh yeah. And I thought, wow, okay. And you know the irony of it is that I know his uncle, I knew his uncle, right? And he just happened to be, and where he was actually living, right? He was living across the road from me, but where he was working at that night, right? It was out in Essex area, right? So you can imagine now, when he walk into this place, this venue, I greet the uncle, and then I see him right behind him. And I just looked at him. I didn't even say a word. Didn't say a word. I just looked at him, and just continue my conversation with the uncle.
But then you didn't necessarily need to say anything to him.
I didn't need to say nothing. I didn't need to say nothing.
He'd already said what he had said. Did he understand it? Was he speaking in anger? Was he speaking in denial? Was he speaking in frustration? Any one of the above?
Let me tell you something now. The venue that we was at in the Essex area was obviously predominantly white and everything, right? I was working security there at the time. And the way all this boy talked to me, I just looked on him and I said, wow. I go, you know what? You're safe there. You feeling safe there? That's your business, that, whatever, right? What you could say, whatever. Anyhow. But when he walked through that door, when he was in South London there, right? And then when he realized, said that his mother lived across the road from me. Right? That was another revelation, and I didn't even say a word, never said a word, because you know what, he can live with that. I'm not chasing him down to say, boy, you need to change up, and all that. No, that's your life, your path, you've chosen that, that's your way, how you go. Right? Not me. I'm not wasting my time trying to convert nobody back to being blackish.
And he was at an age where he could start to make his own decisions.
Oh yeah.
So you just leave him with the information that he has, because we're not doing a conversion.
No, I'm not wasting my time. Not wasting my time with that. Never.
No.
Let him be who he wants to be, and let him go on with himself, right? Let him go on with himself. Nothing to do with me, nothing to do with me whatsoever. You know? Yeah. But as I had to laugh though. I had to laugh at that one. And it was like within 3 weeks of him ranting like that, that we buck up again.
So that's the universe giving him a sign, and that's the universe giving.
Exactly. And the thing is that it's the respect that his uncle had for me, right? Which really put the cherry on the cake on that one. You know? Never mind, anyhow. Oh boy. Anyhow, Brother Akram, you're back with us?
Yeah, I am back here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, what you were saying there, is the situation with many of our people. I don't know if you ever notice it at work there, because I work with a lot of people, and we have the canteen, and you'll have guys who come there, black people. They'll never sit down with the black people to have a conversation. As soon as they come in, they go among the whites only. So therefore, the conversations that we would have among ourselves will not reach them, because they will not want to sit with us when we're discussing our situation. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a lot of our people who is like that. You follow them, right? So you rightly say, not understanding the strength that we have, that these people want to be among us. What happens is we draw, once they start, we give up, we throw away what we have and start, incorporating their way rather than holding on to what we have.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. We are the stronger. We are the stronger people. We are the stronger side of the fence. We are the stronger side.
Because as you rightly say, a lot of them want to be with us and so forth. But unfortunately, as I said, the problem that we have is that we don't recognize that, and then we start throwing it away, because we think. And, and again, as I said, as a brother pointing out, because this brother was saying, look, normally at Christmas time they have this this parties and so forth, you know, and certain people among the cab drivers, they have this party, and when they go there, nearly everybody, you know, about maybe 80% of the people, their partners are not like themselves. You follow what I'm saying, right? And these are the sort of watering down that we have among ourselves. That and you will find that with many of these people, what will be the conversations in their homes?
Yeah, exactly.
It will not be about Malcolm. Right? It will not be about Malcolm. You understand me? It will not be about Malcolm. You follow what I'm saying? And you will find also the other thing you will find again with many of these people is that they will tend to give more allegiance towards their mother-in-laws, right? Than their own families, than their own mother and father and so forth.
Yeah,
you will find that sometimes the mother-in-law gets to see the children more than their own mother. You follow what I'm saying, right? The black side of the family don't really get to integrate very much with their children. I don't know if you find that, but I've noticed that very much among our people. You follow what I'm saying? That grandmother is there and she don't see the children and so forth, because every time the children they're going to the white grandmother.
I don't know, because I have, in all honesty, I haven't had any direct contact in that way, right? But I don't know. I can't really comment on that for myself personally. In there, you know. So
I can comment on it because I have seen it firsthand. I mean, so you know, I mean, as I said, I mean, even in my family where someone and my mother don't see the children, never see their grandchildren, never. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Wow.
And I've also noticed it with other people in the same manner. You see, so these are some of the problems that we bring upon ourselves by this sort of situation, because as I said, many of the people don't really, you know, many of them, I don't know if it's an embarrassment or whatever it is, but they don't seem to bring the children back into the black family as they do with the mixing with the white family. You follow what I'm saying? I mean, maybe other people may have some ideas about that, but that's my observation anyway.
Okay. No, as Brother Aston says, that's not my. I've not seen it myself, but I recognise that yes, that can and does happen, and you've experienced it from you've experienced it yourself. I'd just like to point out a comment that we received, must have been via the text line, from Verona, who states that both her sons went to a black nursery and attended a Saturday school. So we do recognise that there are the Saturday schools out there.
Yeah, they are there. But you know what's happening is that why is it that we haven't pushed that as being one of the vital forms of cultural teachings, right? Or for many of our young people, right? Like, for, you know, again, as I said, I don't like to use this thing, but it does happen. Like, for instance, the Chinese, there would be a Chinese school, right? So that's basically the weekend is you're going to China school. They go there, they learn that they speak their language and culture and everything. Yeah, and it's like that is like a standard practice for many of the children. Yeah. So you know, for us as well. And the thing is that we've seen, right, fantastic results from those young children who have been going to these cultural schools, right, within our own community, right, right, and even students who have gone there have testified that the results that they receive from attending these schools, right, has been a tremendous asset for them in their future lives, you know, right? Because obviously within the normal school structure, right, they're not receiving the standard or support that they actually need, right? I mean, no, I'll leave myself out of that conversation. I leave myself out of that. You might have noticed that one side of my head is lean because I was bashed with the book for many a year. Read your Bible, read it, read it. Anyway. Oh dear. And yeah, right. So I mean, we've discussed it and we have mentioned it earlier on today, right? It is up to us to take the mantle of self-education and self-appropriation. You understand? And it is part of our reparation process as well, right? Knowing thyself. Knowing thyself. Yeah. And the foundations of us knowing ourselves, right, is so vital, you know, right?
Well, it's an important journey that as the young people become adults, they will appreciate things in a different way. And as I became an adult, and the understanding and the places that I visit in order to add to that knowledge helps me just to view the world and those that I am interacting with in just a slightly different view. Because when I have been advised or told that the contribution I potentially made or the value system that I should aspire to is different from my understanding, because I have a different understanding. I've experienced different things. So knowing yourself can take you away from that I'm not worthy syndrome and walking with your head down to actually walking with your head held high, because you can say, yep, I contributed to that. I understand that. What you're telling me is slightly inaccurate or incorrect. So it just provides a different value ladder that you can climb and aspire just within your own. So yeah, there is definitely a benefit and a need for that know thyself.
Yes, definitely, right. It should be one of those things that we regularly view or review, right? How much do we know? What can we do better? Yeah, we need to really take it. We need to take these things on straight hard, right? Right. Next up will be our brother Yachim. Yeah, see, he's there in the range, ready to go now. Not quite ready yet, but he's going to be ready in a momento. In a momento. see, we're doing the lingua business now, right? As I said, next year in the new risings, we shall be going on our language journey, right? With what are you laughing for? What are you laughing for, Sister Sandra?
No. I'm just looking forward to that journey.
Yeah,
That language journey.
yeah, right. So we'll be doing our lingua thing on our next cycle on this planet Earth, right? So we'll be taking on a new language every month, some new phrases, right? Some basic phrases, and then we're gonna go. You put a suggestion in, didn't you? Right? You want to elaborate on that suggestion for us?
So recognizing with every language that there is pronunciations and makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to read a language that I'm not familiar with, I'm going to say like an English person living in England, which means the tense and or the meaning will be lost because I'm picking up letters that are silent when spoken by someone who sees that that's their first language, their second language and third language, and English happens to be a fourth language that they've learned along the way. So there needs to be a need, we need to reach out to the community and for the speakers of the said language to support and just to share their knowledge and their wisdom. So it's not necessarily a Saturday school in that respect, but it's a Friday, a Monday morning. Let's have this conversation and let's enhance how we greet one another so we can greet one another. And we've taken the time to learn how to do it properly.
So what we're doing, we're reaching out for those who speak original and genuine African languages, right? The more obscure, the better, right? And then we're going to be incorporating them in our program over the next 12 months, right? So what I would like us to do is to be able to communicate right across the continent. All right. So we're going to start with a monthly, right? Because I think that to do that over a weekly, different languages every week is a bit too intense, isn't it?
Yeah.
Too intense.
No, but also to encourage, because one of the things I come to realize that many of our people from the continent of Africa who have their traditional language, they don't speak it in their home to their children in the UK. So those children only grow up speaking English, so they don't know the traditional language of their parents. You understand? And I find why? I mean, because the Chinese and the Indians, they speak their traditional language when they're at home. The children will learn enough English and things outside the home. So, so this is that's another thing that we need to pass on to our people, that they need to start practicing. When you're at home, speak the traditional language to, I mean, like, for instance, my daughter and my wife, okay, they speak Swahili. When they're at home, they speak Swahili. I don't speak Swahili.
Actually, I think that's the first language what we're going to actually take on, Swahili. Yeah, we're going to take that one on.
So yeah. So I mean, these are things that that needs to be practiced, because then that person has that sense of home because they can speak that language. But when they can't speak that language, don't tell them go back to Nigeria, because you tell them go back. Well, we go back in the village and they're talking, you wouldn't understand what. You understand me? So they don't feel a part of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see?
Well, it's for us.
Language in the home.
It's mainly for us. It's mainly for us to attune ourselves with Africa, right? So we're doing these like introduction sessions to spice ourselves up and get ourselves attuned to the Africa continent. Yeah. Okay. So by the end of 2025, we'll have 12 languages underneath our belt. If I'm still there, if they allow me to stay here. Okay. But you never know what's going to happen, innit? Right then, listen. At the top of the hour, we shall be changing over to our brother Jakob. Sister Sandra?
It's been said. Nothing to add.
Nothing to be add. Okay, then. You have a great day. You have a great day in the sunshine. Right?
I will.
Right? Plenty of sunblock.
Well, yeah.
You take care now. All right.
Then. All right then.
Brother
Akram, take care and stay blessed.
Yeah, and yourself, my sister. Yeah, I sent you something with the development of Jamaica. I'd like to be able to discuss that one day if it's possible.
Okay.
If Brother Austin can send it over to you, because I see Jamaica rising, and I hope in the right direction.
Keep moving. All right then. Take care now. Until we meet again.
To be young, gifted, and black. Oh, what a lovely, precious dream. To be young, gifted, and black. Open your heart to what I mean. To what I mean. Cause you know, in this whole wide world, there's a million boys and girls who are young and black. That's a fact. Oh, yes, it is. Young and black. We must begin to tell our young don't you know that there's a whole world waiting for you. Haven't you heard? Well, it's just begun. Don't you know joy, the joy today. In the day that we all proud to say. And it sure